Okay, you gotta see this for yourself. I haven't started my car in a couple of days. I've been using the other one, and I got a case of water in here, Poland Spring, solid ice, solid as a brick, all solid, right? And bottled Dasani water, not 1 ounce of it at all is frozen, at all. I mean, you can see it right there, and you can see the bubble for yourself, and not 1 ounce of it is frozen at all. And you got Poland Spring here, completely frozen. You notice the chemicals? Nothing. There's no chemicals in Poland Spring water. But if you notice here, which I noticed in the bottle, let me get it right there. Magnesium sulfate and potassium chloride salt in the water. And this is what they put in Dasani and also Nestle water too. I had a bottle of Nestle, I just threw it out. I should have kept it, but the Nestle water in here, this and the Dasani one were the only ones that went frozen. I mean, I got, again, a whole case of Poland Spring water, completely frozen solid. Big block of ice, Poland Spring water. And look, again, the labels here from Poland Spring water. You don't see no additives at all. Just water, H2O, that's all. How hard is that? But you have Dasani and Nestle water. They have to add all this junk in their figures by the Coca-Cola company. They have to add all this junk to the water. This came from McDonald's. A friend of mine used this car actually last week, and she bought her daughter McDonald's, the crap there. But anyway, right there, potassium chloride, and the Nestle water has sodium chloride. It's the stuff they put on the streets when it snows to melt the ice. And magnesium sulfate in water. Why would you need magnesium sulfate and potassium chloride or sodium chloride in the water? And here it is, I actually found it, the Nestle water. As you can see, not even frozen at all. And you can see this is a rock, that's a rock. The Dasani is not even frozen, and the Nestle Pure Life is not even frozen. And I'm going to read the chemical on this one. It's calcium chloride. I made a mistake earlier. It's actually calcium chloride in this water. So it's a good thing I didn't throw this out, because right there you have it, folks. I mean, the water's not even frozen at all. And you got, it's like 6 degrees out right now. And when you have water that doesn't freeze, okay, and it's sickening, really is. But calcium chloride, they're putting in the water here. And sodium bicarbonate, magnesium sulfate. It's crazy. Okay, I did some research on the chemicals. I just read off the bottles of water. They're very disturbing, and it just gets worse every time we go to the next one. Calcium chloride, this is Wikipedia, saying it's used for road surfacing. It's after they plow the snow, they put the salt down to melt the ice, and this is exactly where calcium chloride is. When you go to the store to buy ice melt salt to put on your sidewalks and your stairs so nobody slips, but right there on the bag it says it may cause irritation in the eyes and skin and may be harmful to swallow, but yet we're supposed to drink this in our water. Then it gets a little worse here. We got potassium chloride, as we just seen right there, medical use. It's used as a medical use. In other words, it's a medication. And sure, it's not that harmful because they're using IVs at the hospital. When you dehydrate, it replaces the salt and water that you lost out of your body. But it's not meant to keep being ingested. It's meant to help you, yes, but not to keep drinking it. And it gets a little bit worse here, the sodium bicarbonate. Now people say, oh, what's wrong with reducing stomach acid? And right here, it's a medication, okay? To reduce stomach acid and treat heartburn. People say, well, what's wrong with that? Well, let's look at the side effects. This is WebMD. Side effects right here: nausea, bloating, and may cause gas. And right there it says the doctor is directing you to use this medication. It's a medication, sodium bicarbonate, WebMD. It's used as a medication. It's a medication. That's in your drinking water, and it gets worse. This is the most disturbing one. Medical use right here, medication, Magnesium sulfate. Now, if you read this, it's magnesium sulfate is used to treat and prevent low blood magnesium in seizures. So people say, well, what's wrong with that? Well, let's go to the side effects again. Common side effects include low blood pressure, skin flushing, low blood calcium, and other side effects may include vomiting, muscle weakness, and decreased breathing, where there's evidence also that is used during pregnancy may harm the baby. So they're saying when you're pregnant, it may harm the baby. But they say, oh, the benefits in certain conditions are greater than the risk. What could be more greater benefits than almost losing your child or harming your child or causing all these side effects? This is the medication, folks, they're putting in your water. This is what they put in the Nestle. This is what they put in the Nestle waters here. It doesn't matter where you buy it from, it's all made the same. And Dasani, where they serve this at McDonald's, when you want to try to eat healthy, you get your kids to slice apples and everything else. You try to eat somewhat healthy, but they give you a bottle of water from Dasani that has magnesium sulfate and other chemicals in it that do the stuff to your kids. They're force medicating your children. They're force medicating you, and you don't even know about it. That's why people, when they drink this stuff, they're always thirsty. I used to drink this all the time, and I was never quenched at all. My thirst was never quenched. And it's an old bar trick they do. When you go to a bar and you order a drink, okay, they give you free pretzels, free popcorn, and all this little bar food that's full of salt, so you get so thirsty that you need more drinks and to spend more money at the bars. That's what they do. That's what the crooks at Nestle do. And the owner in California there, they do this, okay? They're a bunch of crooks, okay? They make you want to drink more and more and more and more, and that's why they put the chemicals in it. And I did a little research on that. Time Magazine, Time Health, one of their nutritionists worked for them, Bob Mahler, okay, he said it's used basically for flavoring. And it's so low of a significance, it doesn't even matter about the side effects and all that. And, you know, so the thing is, they're trying to downplay this when you got all these reports. There's more, too. All these little reports about what the chemicals do, but here they are, here being addressed here by Time Magazine Health, trying to say, oh, it's just for flavoring, and it's also, it goes on to say it's used for purifying the water. Why would you need to purify the water if it's spring water? That's pure as it gets, folks. And right here, Poland Spring, when you read the labels, there's nothing on the bottle. It's just H2O. What's wrong with just H2O? They're from the mountains in Maine there. What's wrong with H2O? Why do we gotta add these other chemicals when you don't get water no purer than this? This is the purest as it comes. Why do we gotta add all these harmful chemicals to the water? Why? For flavoring, so-called, but when it causes all these medical side effects and it's admitted as a medication. They are force medicating us, putting it in our drinking water, folks. And it's bad enough that they're doing this with fluoride as well, sodium fluoride, that Harvard University did admit lowers children's IQs. Even the ADA suggested not to give it to babies in the infant formula. Here we have Harvard studies confirm. Harvard studies confirm fluoride reduces children's IQ. And now, again, they put this in the drinking water, in the tap water there. And another Harvard study here proving that an impact on neurological development. And right there, and they proved that it causes neurological effects on children's brains. And Newsweek also reported that water fluoridation linked to higher ADHD rates. And that was also by Harvard University as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if that doesn't make you angry, I don't know what will, because to know that tomorrow morning, which is Saturday for me here, that millions of people are going to get up, go do about their day, take the kids to McDonald's or somewhere to get a nice bottle of, fresh spring water, to come to find out there's medications in it. Or to go to a grocery store or a corner store or a gas station to get some good fresh water, because we all know the tap water, I mean, it's not conspiracy no more. Everybody knows that the tap water is bad, okay? Between the sodium fluoride, the lithium in some places, and the other derivatives that are added to the drinking water. So people go out and buy spring water to get away from that stuff, because the tap water is disgusting anyway. It tastes like pool water most places. And so come to find out, there's medications in the bottled water. And if that doesn't disturb you, put a red flag in here, I don't know what. But Poland Spring is the only spring water here in New England that I found doesn't have to contain no sodium chloride, no sodium fluoride, or none of the garbage that they put in the drinking water or these bottled waters. But it's very disturbing to know that, criminals, that's right, criminals like the owner and the owners of Nestle water and Dasani, who go and lie to say, oh, we just do this for flavor, and it's so low amount that there's no health risk involved. When you're seeing the chemical, the material safety data sheets and everything saying there's major side effects for this stuff. And the thing about water, when you're drinking that water all the time, it could be 1.0001 parts per million, but when you're drinking it all the time, it stores up in the bones. So yes, it's a major effect. And again, I drank a lot of this water, and I was always drinking. I'm like, why am I always thirsty? When I started drinking Poland Spring, it quenched my thirst, and I'm like, oh, it's good stuff. And now I know why. Now we can figure this out here, and it's very disturbing, especially in California, when there's droughts a lot, and the owner of Nestle, bottles up the water. He monopolizes the entire area's drinking water to put in his bottles, while the residents who pay taxes, pay water bills, are going thirsty because when there's limited amounts of water, he gets to take it and bottle up and sell it, while everybody else who pays the taxes and the water bills can't have water because of people like the owners in the Nestle and Dasani, the same thing. A bunch of criminals who are doing this and putting medications in the damn drinking water. It is so barbaric, it's sick, it's disgusting. And if you want to know why they're doing this, folks, and I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist. People say, oh, we're gonna go down the conspiracy theory route. No, this is eugenics, okay? Go on Google, type in eugenics. Okay, it's the scientific studies the Nazis used, the globalists, like the United Nations and all that, they use, okay? It's basically for world depopulation, eugenics. All right, and the Nazis did this to the Jews with the drinking water. The whole history's there. I got it actually on my YouTube channel right here. I got a video. It says eugenics, fluoride, the eugenics plot exposed. It has a whole history of everything that happened. It's right on my YouTube channel here. And if this is on Facebook here, just go on my YouTube channel and look for this documentary. It's right there on the welcome page. I always keep that up there. I made it last year, but it has all the history about this. But what they're doing now is because they know people have already become aware of the drinking water. Okay, it's not conspiracy theory no more. People are aware of this. So now, people like Nestle, they're monopolizing all the water. They're going around buying even the smallest water companies that distribute spring water to put medications in the drinking water. And it's violence, disgusting. People need to stand up against these people. We need to send a huge message to Nestle, a huge message to Dasani, to say, hey, stop poisoning us, plain and simple. And here's the scary part. I'm not even doing any research on this. Nestle also makes chocolate. They make Toll House cookies and all this other stuff. Who the hell knows what they're putting in the food? It's very crazy to even think about that, and I got to do some more research on that. But if they're putting medications in our drinking water, folks, what are they putting in the food? So anyway, folks, we need to do something about this. We need to stand up against these criminals. And remember, you are the resistors. Hit me up at Dan Bidondi at Twitter. And this is Dan Bidondi. God bless. TruthRadioShow.com.